Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly Ascension Angel messages for June 16th through the 22nd, 2025. So, first of all, I'd like to really thank all of you for your support this year, and especially during my transition into my new job, and all of that had to go with that in terms of adjustments that needed to be made. So, thank you for that. I'd like to also welcome anyone who's new to our Angelic Wisdom community. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Select the notification bell, like, and of course, leave your comments. If you'd like to get an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com slash services. And you'll be able to find the links I will mention, including this one, in the description area beneath the video. First of all, I will be finished. My last day of school is on the 17th of June. And so I then have jury duty starting on the 23rd. I had to postpone it. It came up in the middle of the year. And so that I have to be aware of. And to make you aware of it is that in that I will be able to resume readings during the weekday from 12 noon to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. So just be aware of that, but also be aware of scheduling, and of course the jury duty. When the jury duty is completed, I'll let you know. And let's see, if you'd like to support my channel with a donation, you can go to my PayPal me link for Angelic Wisdom. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out the reading monthly Ascension Angel messages for June, that'll be the first link that you will see in the description area beneath this video. Also, just still giving just a little shout out to my mentor, former teacher, Kim Sear, who is a medical intuitive healer. And so her link to her channel, Kim Sear, you will find in the description area beneath this video. But her YouTube channel is Kim, Kim, Sear, Seer. And I know, but it really is, and it's been a family line in her maternal family line for generations who've been healers, so, and seers. So I guess she was just incarnated into the appropriate family name for what they do. So you can find her there, and she's been giving free healings on a weekly basis on her YouTube channel. And she's just starting her channel, but that's also been the calling from her guides to do so. All right, so let's go ahead and take a deep breath. And really center yourself by grounding your roots deep into the heart of Lady Gaia. And calling or invoking your angels, your team of angels that support and surround you, and who are helping you through the transitions into higher ascension. And be aware of that. This comes with new responsibilities and even greater lessons and challenges, tests that help show a commitment to the path that you're on. And so the tests they sort of guide you in a direction that's best for you, but also giving you still free will to choose the direction. So be aware before sort of getting caught up in blame, especially, and this is the hardest one. It's so challenging for all of us, really, to not see everyone else around us as the problem. And we're all guilty of it, including myself. It's still very challenging. But if we're ever to move towards a planet of peace and a society of peace, compassion, and true justice, we have to start embracing the truth and being responsible for our own truth, being responsible for the healing that needs to take place within us in order to be able to see ourselves and others as love. And when we are able to do this, we start to really achieve oneness. And we remove separation from our blueprint. Separation has been such a blemish, but more so a cause for our strife in life and all the challenges that keep cycling back at us and keep being brought up again and again until we're ready to accept our truth and the truth of others. But we have to believe that we're so ready to embody our I am presence and its vision of truth of each and every one of us, individually and collectively. We're ready to heal and put this aside. And we know this because the frustration that we feel with this struggle is really at its peak. And we're just peaking with frustration with one another. But it's really about this seed of separation that is perpetuated through the veils of illusion. And our ego has capitalized on this over and over and over again. It seems in our logic easier that things make sense in this way, but our suffering for it tells us that it's not helping. it's just treating symptoms, but not healing us with any valid forms of truth. And I'm just saying to the angels, almost as if I hear to my inner self saying it, but how can we, because we don't want to be wrong, right? We just don't want to be wrong. And if we take responsibility on a spiritual level, that means that we're admitting to being wrong and not doing things, not being our best. And our ego has us really conned into believing that that's what heaven really wants, that it wanted us to be perfect. It's like an all or nothing. And that the universe, heaven, God couldn't use us in any other way unless we were without blemish. That we had to be pure in our journey on earth and in any incarnation of life. And this is just not true. We came here to experience, to explore. We came here to heal, not just for ourselves, but to do it on a global scale. We came here to help the planet ascend. And we came here with different missions, which placed us in different positions and on different dimensions of understanding and existence. We came here to activate the divine blueprint, even if our positions placed us in circumstances and situations that were incredibly imperfect. Or not ideal. But in all of that, we came, no matter where we're placed, we came to raise the frequency. And as we raise the frequency on all levels of existence, we bring it all up to a higher status where there's an opportunity for happiness, joy, and light, and love, and peace to permeate and to purge and to make whole once again. You choosing to be wherever you are and attempting to raise the frequency by even just opening up your heart to the light of truth and being an ambassador in any way that you were able to love and to be loved. This is an extraordinary service and contribution to bringing up, uplifting our planet. And although this whole thing, this veil of illusion is like a hall of mirrors, right? And it's complicated. It's like, wherever you point, you see yourself. Even if it seems like that person or that situation is different from you, they and it are those, they're the mirrors. Those things and those people are all the mirrors. And you are theirs. So if each other continues to project blame, then the mirrors will just keep perpetuating the endless cycle until one or both decides to remove themselves. And the way that you remove yourself is that you have to be willing to understand what you have learned, what you were meant to learn for yourself. And it's usually just a simple act of us learning how to love better. In learning how to love our mirrors, we learn to love ourselves better. In learning to love ourselves better, we learn to love the mirrors. And we can change the dynamics of what the mirrors are. We can change the dynamics of the interplay between the mirrors and what they are reflecting. So right now, if there's a mirror reflecting fear, let that mirror only be about the responsibility of releasing that fear within yourself, releasing that illusion for peace in its place, for love, for joy. Whatever it is that you need that will bring soul satisfaction and wholeness to you. When you are willing to let everything else go for soul satisfaction, to be in alignment with what makes your soul vibrant, healthy, and energetic, inspirational, then you are ready to bring an even deeper level of healing and ascension to every mirror you're interplaying with, or every mirror that is interplaying with yourself in your life. I guess the simplest way I might be able to explain this to you, that just keeps coming to me. And, I've thought about it in my love life. Like, what am I really looking for? And because the mirrors in our society are all reflecting the same kind of distortion of love, as lust, right? And so many other concepts of, you know, what we need to look like, and what others need to look like and be like in order for us to be successful. And I've been focusing on just something that just takes the bite out of all of that, something simple. And I think it relates to soul satisfaction, which is the word companionship or friendship, right? Just something that's, and it's not settling for less, but it's, I don't know how to put this, but I'm just going to say it this way. It's like settling for, it's asking for actually something more outside of the scope of what creates um, discomfort or instability, maybe insecurity. And so I think what we really need to ask ourselves is what I am involved in, is it truly bringing soul satisfaction? Now, we're too much caught up in, and this is not settling either, we're too much caught up in not embracing that life is complicated, that it has many moving pieces, right? We're always roaming. We're in a state of flow and movement and expansion and growth, development and exploration and experimentation, innovation. Simply put, change. And I think many of us feel that the ideal of peace or love or joy or bliss is this non-moving thing. Perfection, where all the pieces come together and they fit. I think this is not human. It will never truly be human. It will not give us a reason to be alive in this way, in this physical universe. And so we have to find the thing that does, within the circumstances, that does give us, like anchors us in soul satisfaction. And that does not mean, and it's like the eye of a storm. The storm will always exist because there needs to be this shifting in order for change and all those other things to occur. But knowing where you're anchored, knowing that what you need to feel anchored, to feel soul satisfaction, is your divine focus and is always present, available, and accessible to you, allows you to focus on the bigger picture and not to be swept away by the challenges and that change is always going to present to us in this human form. I feel that our idea of peace will eventually move us to a greater acceptance of this truth and will leave us fearing less outcomes and parts of the puzzle that just don't fit. But we don't need the puzzle. We don't need the full visual of the puzzle to ever feel that we're anchored where we're supposed to be. All we will ever need is the vision within our heart. That vision within our heart will cause the puzzle to change. But an anchor, something within those changing puzzles, will be certain pieces that give us soul satisfaction and that allows us to flow with the infinite potential and opportunities that the universe will continuously bring towards us. And that should give us peace. That knowing that everything that our heart desires, that gives the soul satisfaction, will always be a part of our experiences. And the only difference, because it always has been anyway, is that we will have greater capacity of clarity to see our truth, to recognize it, to focus on it more and wholeheartedly, to the point that we change, or it feels that we've changed reality, when in actuality, it's our acceptance of reality that changes us and who we will become and what we will experience. It's always relative reality, and it's relative to our mindset. That is to say, half empty or half full. And in the old paradigm, it was always half empty. In the new paradigm, it will be half full. But it will become full, not because how do I want to say this? The formula of life has changed. It will become full because your responsibility, your willingness to take responsibility, to see truth over illusion, will shift everything for you so that you feel full. And it has always been that you could fulfill yourself or make yourself miserable and anything in between. And that is why we need to spend less of our time battling with others and instead focus on aligning ourselves with who we really are and what we truly desire. And to understand that what you're looking for in every circumstance, no matter how difficult it seems to digest, you're looking for why you're there in the first place. And there is something that you get out of everything that you go through. It fulfills your soul, but that may not make sense if it's something really negative. So it would seem. But I can put it to you like this, if you can understand. You're in it because you're fighting for something you believe in, even when you feel like you're losing. And if you can take that and reward yourself with acknowledgement that despite your choices, you still had a good purpose, a good reason that won't matter to others, doesn't need to, should only matter to you. And once it matters to you and you can accept that, you can move forward. You can move up your ladder. And just know that you took some people with you, right or wrong. You took some people with you because of that good intention, no matter how it seems misguided to others. But it's the part of you that always is engaged in something for the right reasons. I don't know how to, I know the words, but I can feel it. It's aligned with our convictions. I know my soul is a teacher soul. However, I know that in every situation, I can see myself teaching. I can see myself sharing wisdom in situations I should not have been in. But my teacher sharing wisdom is a conviction of who I am. It's my purpose. And whether or not every situation in my life was the right situation for me, the right situation, the best situation for me, or not, that part of me was always active. And if I anchor myself there, then I can move up my ladder. And I've moved up my ladder. But you're not going to get every part of your life perfect. But you have to know who you are, and you have to stop denying who you are in order to know who you are. It's that simple. Let's take a look at because I could just go on and on. And I think you all do understand me because you've all been there. I'm not the only one. And so I'm going to take no more responsibility than that, but to accept that we all know because we've all been there. And wow, we have Archangel Joules again. It says, align with the highest and go with the flow. And this is just saying everything that we just said in a nutshell, right? And that's what's so important. That's what we're being called to do. It's not about being perfect, but you have to align with the highest that you're able to receive right now. From where, in whatever position you are, dimensionally or situationally, you have to find the highest expression of light, truth, and love, and peace, and bliss, and soul's satisfaction that you can glean from the situations that you're in. And begin, as you make that small mustard seed attempt to do so, you will start to flow with your higher selves, goals, and achievements and success. The cards were laid out from right to left. So this is really about us right now, focusing on ourselves and not letting other things outside of us be a huge distraction. We have the Queen of Espadas, this is swords, and so you can see she is ready for battle, but she's still very much a queen, right? She's bringing that nurturing, and what she's asking us is to get clear in our minds, to stabilize our minds, to clear out the extraneous stuff, the things that are unnecessary for us. We can't focus on everything. We can't heal everything. We can't make everything right again. There's some things that we just have to accept and move on. If you truly understand the responsibility and the medicine of acceptance, you can, it's a form of surrender, and you can instantly be released, healed, and leap into a higher station of your ascension. So she calls us to not to choose our battles wisely. She reminds us to do what's right for us, what nurtures us, what gives us peace of mind and heart. But you got to be willing to leave the other stuff behind once you do that. You got to be willing to throw those things away that you don't need. And there was a lot of things I held on to because I wasn't able to just go out and replace things. But I've had to learn, since I can now, just to get rid of them, that they serve their purpose. And if I need something, I'll replace it. I can replace it. This is really just creating such an enormous shift for me, just realizing I don't have to hold on to things just in case I might need them again, or I might need it and I won't have it. And it's the same thing with relationships. We can't hold on to relationships because we think we're going to need them again. If we really see that the relationship has served its purpose in our lives, and that doesn't mean like just about cutting relationships off completely. It also might mean letting the relationship grow or expand into a new direction. That you will know for yourself. And then we have the World card again. So we've had the World card before in recent, since we started working with this deck. And so that's given us a sign that we're coming to some form of completion in an area of our lives. And it almost looks like this queen is looking down on the queen of the world, Lady Gaia, right? And Lady Gaia is maybe letting us know that we're ready to let go of these mental patterns or mental battles, and that we're ready to replace it with more nurturing. But right now, you're going to have to be that queen who just goes through and clears out stuff. She knows how to get rid of things very quickly. She doesn't let her mind get entangled in anything that creates mental entanglement. She recognizes as something that needs to be let go of, or to be cleared out, or to be revamped and repurposed. but I really feel like a strong sense that we're coming to an end of an era in our lives for many of us. In our journey, the way that we've been, on our journeys, that's coming to conclusion. This is I wonder what that says. Okay, let me pull this up. Yeah. So it's the 6 of Cups. And so there's this is sense of really reflecting, um and reflecting on things of the past. But that sun, I can't tell if it's a sunset, and it could be seen as a sunset or a sunrise. The sky is dark in the background, but either way, you still can't tell. It could be a sunset or a sunbreak, sunrise, right? And so that gives us some things to think about, because it acknowledges that we could be at the end of a cycle or the beginning of one. We could be doing both, healing old memories, making way for new and better and improved ones. And it might be a dual message to us to do both, to really re- confront, face, be open to the opportunities that are coming, the opportunities that, like, the light is splitting. We have a clear sense of the light is splitting darkness. And in that, some things are going to be moved out, and something new is coming in, or some things that are new will be coming in for us, that will replace our, somehow heal us emotionally. And that focus on soul satisfaction right now, we got these women, all women here, and looking at the world card both. So how do you want your life to change? And imagine what your life would look like if you changed what you're focused on. And if you haven't identified soul satisfaction, what gives you soul satisfaction, this is the opportunity to do that. Because I feel like any attention you give to this, even if you can't figure it out for yourself, the angels will add light, an abundance of light, to this kind of reflecting and soul searching, so that it becomes evident to you a path that you should, that will bring you that inner peace, those inner qualities. All right, so let's take a look at the card for that I already pulled from the bottom of the deck, and it's the 9 of Wands. And this just gives us a sense of holding on a little bit longer. You know, I love this particular, because we see this whole path, world, or reality in front of us, and it's just full of lush green and vibrant green, right? As we notice the other greens that are in the card, this is a lighter one, and it has that yellow, it's like a yellow green. And so it gives it that sense of mixture of the sun and the vibrant earth expansion. This is worth waiting for. This time that you're in, this time where you don't know, it might seem like you're, you know, you're the one the only one standing who gets it. But rest assured, you're not. And it may feel like, you know, you're standing in this world where it, it could go either way. And that you've taken a lot of hits, and people that you know like you have also, and it seems like it's we're worn, but we're not. This gives us a clear sense that better days, brighter days, and days of growth and success are really in front of us, and we just have to patiently wait, stand guard, really be grounded more than ever in our convictions. And if you haven't figured out what your purpose is or your convictions are, this testing of our souls is going to bring us the clarity of what we're here for and what you've been here for and doing all along, who you've truly been about, what you've truly been about, and what you've been and who you are and what you've been trying to do all this time. It will become clearer to you. So hang in there. It's really the message of this card. Hang in there as the universe is assisting you in clearing out things. And know that you're at this stage of completion. And your job right now is to really reflect and hold that line and hold that vision. Deep down inside of your soul, at the core of your being, you know that all will be well. That is the message today. And this is a message of gratitude. They write the word gratitude in front of us. And I know we can't feel it all the time, but if you listen to the core of your heart, if you listen to your soul resonating with you as I say these words, this is like a door opening beyond the veil and allowing you to feel the truth of your golden future ahead. And so I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful week. God bless you.